Let me tell you something you already know.
I'm Dave Kirilloff, languageofhitting.com. I have 3 things I want to cover in this video. Number 1 is a very important topic. It's called timed spatial awareness. Number 2, I want to talk about the disconnection of spatial awareness and our players' failures at home plate. And number 3, I want to talk about my product and how my product will help your hitters to improve their timed spatial awareness. Every hitting camp, every hitting lesson that I conduct, I always tell the player that when you step into the batter's box, your number 1 goal is to do this: control the ball. You want to control the ball in the space that you first see it, and you want to control the ball in the space that you will hit it. What's required to master this is your spatial awareness skill. And one step further is to realize that this is a timed spatial awareness skill that I need to acquire and I need to practice. And if I want to be an elite hitter, I want to master timed spatial awareness. If you want to know what timed spatial awareness looks like, all you got to do is watch the hitter's face, watch the hitter's head. To understand what the hitter is thinking while they're going through the process of hitting, look at their eyes. You see, the eyes are a window into the mind, into the brain. You see, the eyes will tell you what the brain is thinking about, and the eyes will tell you where the brain is thinking, where the brain is putting its thoughts. All you gotta do is watch these clips that I've taken from center field or from behind home plate, and you just watch the hitter's head. If you watch the hitter's face, it will give you a glimpse of how the hitter is arranging the space that the ball is occupying, the space that when he first or she first sees the ball, and the space that they're going to hit the ball in. You see, I've come to learn that what's really behind elite hitters is this attribute. And a lot of times elite hitters, they don't have to overthink the process of timing their spatial awareness. It's something that just sort of kicks in and fires for them. Elite hitters will struggle with this from time to time, but their struggles are few and less than most of the players. This leads me to my second point, and that is the disconnection of timed spatial awareness. Let me make a pretty blatant statement. Most of the time when a player is cut from a team or released from an organization because of their hitting, it's because of this very attribute is lacking: timed spatial awareness. Players may have it for a certain season or a certain journey of their playing career. It's pretty easy to manage it and arrange it when you're playing it at ages 9, 10, 11, 12. And suddenly, sometimes at age 14, 15, and 16, the composition of the game suddenly changes. The pitching mounds get further apart, and the pitch sequences of fastballs and curveballs and rise pitches and changeups become more and more prevalent. And the hitter's ability to arrange time spatial awareness becomes even more challenging. Every player that is released from a professional organization is challenged with timed spatial awareness. I've said it before, I believe one of the hardest things to do in all of sports is to be a hitting coach. And from a coaching perspective, one of the most difficult obstacles I have come to face is how do you teach timed spatial awareness? I mean, you can do the wiffle ball, small golf ball, wiffle ball drills with a thin bat. You can do the little hula hoop rings with little balls attached to it, and you call call out a color and you try to catch that color of the ring. You can do touch the flash numbers on the board that are flashing. There are all types of methods and drills to help our hitters to have more spatial awareness. But it always comes back to this. Does this drill, does this little exercise help my hitter hit better in the game? And the truth is, if we're going to be honest with ourselves, most of the time, in most occurrences, no. These drills don't help our hitters hit better in the game. Sure, you always have those few that make a connection between the wiffle ball or the catch the ball and the hula hoop things. They may find some, relationship to and maybe carry over to the game. But for the most part, most people, most hitters, it doesn't carry over. Especially these computerized, simulated things you see on a computer screen, where the ball comes from a pitcher and it goes to a catcher. You're seeing the view from behind the catcher's head. My point is, it doesn't really relate. What relates is doing this in real batting practice. Being mindful and having intent and deliberately practicing timed spatial awareness skills in batting practice is the beginning part to actually doing it in the game. Explaining to a hitter the details that are behind timed spatial awareness is critically important for their development. And this leads me to explain to you the product that I have. To begin, what timed spatial awareness is, it begins in my best hitting drill ever video series, editions 3, but especially in edition 4. When you make the investment into the 4th edition, you will automatically get the 3rd edition. I passionately want to help your hitters hit better in the games. Whether you make the investment and get this online video series, or you have me come out to work with your team or your players, or you visit me at one of my traveling tour dates. But whatever it is, this is the sauce, the secret sauce that's going to help your hitter hit better in the game immediately. Make the investment, because your player is worth it. Let's help our kids to be as good as they can be while they're still young. I'm Dave Kirilloff, languageofhitting.com, and Lord bless you.